if you're thinking about journaling or if you want to change up your journaling game. What I'm going to do is just show you how I started, how it's going right now, and also a couple of methods that I have tried and that I'm currently using. This is my first journal, and this was started in April last year. And literally the first few entries were very short. And literally didn't really get that much longer till October, November last year. But what I started to use when I started using this journal was I'd listened to a Brendon Burchard podcast, and it gave you some pointers as to what you should be thinking about first thing in the morning, visualizations, some affirmations or incantations, that kind of stuff. So I worked out a little checklist, stuff to write down in the morning. It pretty much included morning reflections, what my goals were for the day, 3 things that I'm grateful for, and what I'm enthusiastic about today. And that was pretty much the template that I used for the most part of the journaling process for about 6 months, from sort of April to October, November last year. And then what happened, so this started to get a little bit more comprehensible around November. I know my handwriting's not great. There's a bit of reflection as well. So I'm getting into the meat of things. So actually, by just having some pointers as to what I should be journaling about, it gave me sort of the ability to, first thing in the morning, just have a little bit of reflection. When it's peaceful and quiet, just to think, okay, cool, what is going on in my head? What do I need to get out? Or how am I feeling? That sort of stuff. And that's pretty much what went into, or what's gone into my journal. Now, it has been refined a little bit. I started using this book, the Daily Stoic, as a bit of a marker, a bit of guidance as well. And pretty much what this has got is 366 meditations, so a meditation for each day plus a bonus one. And what I now do as part of my practice in the morning is I read the relevant meditation for the day. So today it was all about if you want to be unsteady. So it gives you a little bit of quote from Epictetus, and then it gives you a little bit of an explanation. And I use that then to fuel my thinking at the start of the day. So how's my journaling progressed? I've got a bigger journal. And also now I'm writing a lot more. I go through obviously the meditations. I go through the things that I'm grateful for. I also go through the aims for the day. I have a little think about how I'm feeling and stick that down as well, because it is surprising how just putting thoughts down on paper kind of relieves you from the burden of holding them in your mind. I found this super useful, and my journaling game has definitely progressed. Now, this is a bit more of a freehand journaling technique, because even though I'm guided by the Daily Stoic, I give myself the sort of levity to just write whatever I'm feeling as a result. I have picked up the bullet journal method. This enables you to organize tasks. So I also have a smaller journal, and this is a little bit more of my task list, my to-do list, and it adopts this bullet journal method. This journal is a little bit more organized. I've got an index, then I've got like a future log, so things that are coming up in the next 6 months. At the beginning of the month, I've got a task list here, and then obviously I've broken down the days of the month, so if there's any significant events that I need to be aware of. And then it just goes into having like a daily log, so things that actions, notes, or anything that I need to be aware of at the start of the day and throughout the day that I note down. So I've got things here, stuff that I need to do. I've got notes from certain books that I read or from blog posts that I've read, that sort of stuff, and things that I need to work on for business. And then what I'm trying to do at the end of each week is review this, obviously mark off the tasks that have been done and carry over any outstanding tasks, and find out also which tasks are really unnecessary. But this kind of relieves quite a lot of headspace, because we forget quite easily. So rather than forgetting, I always have this by my side, just noting it down. This smaller journal to actually note down tasks and actions has been super useful, and that's all stemmed from this. So I do the majority of my journaling first thing in the morning when it's quiet and I've just woken up, and I've got a bit of time to reflect on the day. I am starting to get into the habit of doing a bit of journaling in the evening, and for that I've got a one sheet. So I've got a list of, I think it's 13 points, which includes like the music that I want to listen to tomorrow, the book that I want to read tomorrow, the audio book that I want to listen to, stuff that I've done well today, stuff that I can improve on, reviewing my one sheet from the previous day, 5 things that I really need to get done in my personal business life, bits and pieces like that. Again, I'll put the one sheet, the sort of guidance points that I follow in the evening as a separate post as well, so you guys can have a look and see whether or not you find it useful. That's me, my journaling journey so far. Benefits that I've found of doing it have been significant. You know, I had quite a few points that were weighing heavy on my mind, and actually when I put them down on paper and broke down the individual points as to, you know, stuff that I can control and should be focusing on, and stuff that is completely outside of my control, which, you know, I shouldn't really be spending a lot of time and effort on, that really helped to lift the fog in my mind. So I can't really state enough how useful the journaling process has been. If you found this stuff useful, please make sure that you hit that like button. Also, if you journal yourself, leave us a comment. Let us know, you know, what your practice looks like. And also, if there's anything in particular that you want to know more about, let us know.